Hey, today this is Landon, and today I'm going to talk about the origins of Riverland. Riverland was the third movie that we did after the Tunnel and High Beams. So, Tunnel we did in February, High Beams March, and April we did Riverland. Riverland took basically 3 days to shoot. The first day was Paul and Kenny. This where they're just driving around, and it was just kind of like test footage, but it made it to the movie, and there's pretty much the beginning and stuff spliced throughout. The second day was just me and Paul, and we were filmed the beginning scenes, and there's some extra stuff that didn't actually make it into the movie that I don't think Paul has anymore, but it'd been cool to see a director's cut. But it didn't really add anything to the story. And the third day was me, my brother Paul, Kenny, and what we did before work. But today I'm going to actually talk where it started. All right, before I get off track. Basically, I was at work. We were all at work, and Kenny said, "Hey, I got this tree, and it's like he called it the Keebler Elf Tree, and that he could crawl out of it, and he wanted to film a movie with it, and of him crawling out." Now the basic story of Riverland, I believe, came up with Paul about the three explorers and Kenny becoming a killer, and we'd work in the aisles, and Paul and Kenny kept going back and forth talking about this line and that line, and basically all the lines in that movie were written while we were at work. Sorry, we didn't mean to lag, but we talked while we worked. And there's even lines that we didn't end up using, like Kenny talking about putting molasses on us and putting over rotisserie and get a little bit of barbecue sauce and a little bit of honey glaze and things like that. It was pretty far out there, but it was pretty funny. But he's got crazy eyes, all those lines, everyone, and so I think Kenny came to the name Riverland because of Kenny did because he knew the street, and that street he was going to where they were going to film it, or actually we didn't film it around there, but it was close to the area. But that was where the origin came from. But well, you get the idea. And so the first day, Paul and Kenny used to drive around and go on adventures, and they filmed a lot of the first day's filming, and Paul was just filming Kenny, and he was just talking about different things, and he used that and spliced it into the different. I don't know how to describe those scenes when Kenny's driving and they're kind of grainy, and it was pretty sweet. It came out pretty neat. And this thing's starting to drag on a little bit, but it's the origin of Riverland, so it's going to take a little bit. And alright, the second day was with me and Paul, and we actually filmed us going to the car, Paul showing his different gear that we were bringing with us because we wanted to, be prepared. And that didn't end up making it into the movie, but like I said, there's that director's cut. But that, what else did we do? And we filmed, actually, while I was filming the whole 9-volt battery thing, I started laughing, and you can see where Paul had to kind of splice that out, because I didn't want Riverland, I didn't want to laugh. I wanted to make sure I did not laugh any, because I had it with my other movies. And then the final day had all three of us, and there's excuse me, one scene in particular that was of importance is when Kenny grabbed my leg and I fell down. Well, we did have to do that scene a couple of different times. The first time, well, I think it was the first or the second time, I fell down, and when my leg came up, my legs flew up, I kicked Kenny in the jaw. Kenny still remembers this and still talks about this. And it literally stunned him. He just stopped, like, I gotta take a break for a second. And he just stood there for at least a minute trying to recover. So, I've never did a formal apology, but I apologized many times to him. But sorry, Kenny, I didn't mean to kick you in the jaw. and we didn't even use that take. That sucks. Alright, this is the origin of Riverland. Thanks.